Hello Downtown, I'm Mark Richard, President of the Downtown Spokane Partnership, and I'm here to introduce you to Downtown Spokane. Along with our partners at Spokane Talks, twice a month we're milling about downtown, meeting, exploring, and getting to know the people and the organizations that make your downtown such a special place to live, work, and play. Today we're coming to you from Mountain Lakes Brewing Company, downtown's neighborhood tap room located at the intersection of Riverside and Brown. In this edition of Hello Downtown, we're going to learn about Spokane Brewers Festival, downtown's first incubator tap room. We're going to get to know more about Mountain Lakes Brewing Company and the Spokane Ale Trail. So grab a pint and get ready to say hello. Now in its fourth year, the Spokane Brewers Festival is a chance for local and inland Northwest brewers to showcase and test their latest and greatest. We met up with festival founder Matt Gibson at the Spokane Arena to learn more.
So a coworker and I, we were talking about what Spokane really needed was a large Brewers Festival, kind of like what they do at the Oregon Brewers Festival in Portland at the end of every July. And that festival, you go and you redeem tokens for tastes of beer, and it was a tasting event with live music and food, and Spokane didn't really have much of that. Spokane had tried doing a little smaller events here and there, but we really wanted a big, epic beer festival. So the Spokane Brewers Festival is Saturday, May 18th at the Spokane Arena. Tickets are only $25. They'll be $30 the day of, so it pays to get early. That gives you a 4-ounce taster glass and I believe 7 tokens, 7 4-ounce tokens. And then when you leave, you can turn in your taster for a 12-ounce souvenir pint glass. It goes from 12 to 7, so plenty of time to get to Lilac Parade Festival that night. And it'll be an amazing time. Last year we brought it indoors to the floor of the arena, and it was awesome. We had lights and it was air conditioned, and we had music, and everything was just on the floor, and we didn't have to, it was a lot less work and it was a lot more fun. So we're really happy to say that year 4 we're going to be doing more of the same, with having the beer festival on the floor of the arena, all lit up with all of the same amenities and more this year in 2019. The cool thing about Spokane, and I can say that because I live here and I was born here, is that Spokane has a better beer scene than what it's given credit for. So everyone thinks about craft beer in the 90s in Seattle and Portland and on the West Coast, but Spokane has really been incubating a lot of these brewers. There are dozens of small craft brewers right here in Spokane that are doing amazing things, and this gives us a chance to highlight that industry and give everyone a shot at tasting a bunch of what Spokane has to offer. Bellwether and No Lie and Big Barn and a lot of these other breweries that really don't get a lot of play are getting really noticed now. And in fact, we were talking with one of the brewers this last week, and he was saying that folks from Seattle and Portland are now starting to come to Spokane because we're doing things here that they're not seeing anywhere else. So very creative, very helpful, very vibrant, and we get a chance to showcase that at our festival. You're going to get to see a lot of variety. So we have at this point 32 breweries and cideries that are coming. So it's not just beer, it's also cider. And they're going to bring up to 90 varieties of different stouts and pilsners and IPAs and porters and all sorts of other things. Plus the cider that is coming just all over. There's a watermelon rhubarb coming from Bend, Oregon. There's all sorts of seltzer that's going to be present that you'll be able to taste. A lot of just creative stuff that you might not want to go buy an entire case or a 6-pack, but you can taste it here and try to figure out if that works for you, and then you can go off and visit these breweries on your own. So we like to think it's a great tasting event to see what Spokane has to offer. And we focus on Spokane, but we do look at the industry regionally. So people from Bend and Wenatchee are going to be here. Yakima, Montana will be here. So very focused on Spokane, but also we got a lot of regional players coming as well. We'll have 6 live bands all day long, so they'll be playing for an hour. We'll take a break, and then we'll have another band. We've got 3, 4 food trucks that are coming, One Night Stand Barbecue and Tacos Tumbras and Farmer's Daughter, just lots of different variety of food and cuisine and music, and we'll have some root beer there. We'll have designated driver, get free water and soda all day. It's going to be just an amazing time for people to get together and just be social, which is exactly what we wanted when we created the festival in the first place. So we work with Matt Hansen over at Whistlepunk. I reached out to him to see what we could do to, do a better job with promotions, and we asked him, does August work? We used to have this in August, but now it's May. What could we do? And he said, we're really looking for an event to cap off Spokane Craft Beer Week, which is that whole week leading up to the 18th on that Saturday. And so they were thrilled to have us take part and schedule the event so that it worked for them. So yeah, it really worked out well for everybody. The other thing I wanted to add too is that we're partnering with the Wishing Star Foundation. So that nonprofit is really instrumental in getting things that kids with some very special needs need. And so we're very grateful to have them as a partner and to help us put this on.
If you're a home brewer and the equipment you have is taking over your spare bedroom, the basement, the garage, maybe the living room, and you might just be itching to move into a larger space, but maybe you're not quite ready to invest in a full-scale operation. Located in the heart of downtown, the Steel Barrel Tap Room offers a unique opportunity for amateur brewers to take the next step in small batch brewing. We stopped by to meet with Joe Potter of Little Spokane Brewing Company and to learn more.
The Steel Barrel itself is a tap room. We have beer and cocktails, pretty much a beer focus, but we do pour a lot of mixed drinks. And then kind of the unique thing about our model is we have next door what we call an incubator brewery. It's a brew house that's right now shared by 3 different brewers, and it's meant to be a way for brewers to get in the game with a little less capital, build their brand, and move up and out to their own place if they choose. We're approaching our 3rd anniversary, and that'll be June of this year. We opened in June of 2016. Well, we pour the incubator beers because that's part of our model here, but that at the moment only takes up just under half of our taps. We have 30 taps that are mostly beer. We have some cider and mead. So being a separate tap room kind of allows us to have the best of both worlds. We have the beer that's brewed right on site, and then we also have a lot of great local breweries. We're at 154 South Madison Street, which is on Madison between 1st and 2nd. We're open Tuesday through Sunday from 11 until close. The close depends on the day. And then Mondays we're open at 4 until close. So it's a real mix, actually. You get both. You get everybody, both beer geeks and non-beer geeks, I guess. Yeah. A lot of what we have on tap doesn't get distributed outside of Washington. And in fact, a lot of the beers we have on tap are only really distributed in the Spokane area right now. So it's a great place to go if you want to have something you've never tried before, try something local. So right now the 3 breweries that we have are Little Spokane Brewing Company, which is my brand, then Young Buck Brewing, and TT's Old Iron Brewing. Yeah, so if you want to come on down and taste some local beer or a great cocktail, our patio's open. We got a wonderful patio out back. Come on down to the Steel Barrel. And of course we share the space with Zona Blanca Ceviche, which is delicious, delicious stuff. So yeah, come on down, get some great ceviche and some great beer.
Hi, I'm here with Dave Basarada with Mountain Lakes Brewing Company. Dave, thanks for letting us come into your shop today.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. This is great.
So we've had a chance to look around, but maybe tell the folks at home that are viewing how you got your start in brewing. It's always a fascinating story to me, how you go from brewing out of a bucket into owning your own bar.
Yeah, it's pretty natural. I studied abroad in Salzburg in college, and I fell in love with beer, but more the community the beer provides. So I came home from studying and started making beer on a hot plate in my dorm room at University of Portland. And yeah, at the time my friends were doing it, and we got into it, and it was not the greatest beer in the world, but it was the fun of brewing. And then it just became a hobby for a long time. And my wife grew up in Spokane. We moved back here 7.5 years ago. And I was brewing in the garage, and the batches got bigger, and I started brewing for parties and weddings and charity events. And pretty soon friends were asking us, my business partner Tim and I were brewing together in the garage, and they were asking us, why don't you guys have a tap room? And we said, because we don't know how to do that. And a business attorney in town helped us get an LLC and started looking for a place to put it up.
Yeah, as Spokane's becoming more and more known for its breweries and wine tasting and different things going on in downtown, and it's got to be exciting to be on the front end of that.
Yeah, the Inland Northwest, it should be beer mecca. We have the best grain, we have the best hops. You know, we have 46, almost 50 breweries come the end of this year, open in this region from Republic, Washington, all the way down to Pullman, from Moscow all the way up to Sandpoint and beyond. So, yeah, if you love beer, this is the place. This is the place to be.
So that's maybe a good segue. So one of the things people might be familiar with the Spokane Ale Trail, and but you were just telling me that you guys are working a little bit on rebranding that and kind of putting some new life into that organization. Yeah. Tell us about that and how people might be able to find the Ale Trail and information about it.
Yeah, a lot of people are familiar with the Ale Trail map, paper map you can pick up at the Info Center downtown. You can pick up at any brewery around town. We're going to try and refine that map a little bit so it's not so bulky and cumbersome. We've also partnered with 468 Communications. They did the BC Ale Trail, and they redid an app for us. Yeah, we're really we're lucky to have so many breweries opening right now. We have a lot of young, excited folks coming into the Brewers Guild that want to breathe life into it and get it back out there in front of people.
So exciting.
Partnering with Downtown Spokane, we're partnering with Visit Spokane to revamp the map and, you know, bring a lot more tourism and also show the people that live here that we're brewing for you. So.
And you were sharing, again, before we went on air, that's one of the things that makes you guys, I think, special. I was asking you so you could share with the visitors here about why should they come and check out Mountain Lake Brewing Company, and what does make your company special?
I keep telling people we're the little brewery that could, and we are. We're the Inland Northwest's best new brewery in 2018 with the Inlander. We're really proud of that. We did not expect that. Thank you. But we are brewing fun and creative batches. Because we're small, we can pivot quickly, keep up with demand, but also brew creative things that if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you know, we can move on to the next batch.
Right.
There's not a lot of loss. Yeah.
And you were telling me about a particular beer that you're brewing that's getting some awards as well?
Yeah, we're getting a Triticale Pale, inspired by Dry Fly Distilling just down the road, who makes a really delicious whiskey with it. We thought, why isn't someone making a beer with it? So our Triticale Red IPA, the Trip A, just won Brewer's Choice at the McMinimans Brew Festival on the west side. And we're the only ones in town with a Triticale Red IPA, so I encourage you to come down and give it a shot. So
a lot of history and legacy coming from the Northwest and coming from our area. So part of that includes your name. So tell folks about the significance of Mountain Lake Brewing Company and its connection with Spokane.
Sure. Tim and I spent 3 years planning this, and in those 3 years there were a lot of brewery names that came to mind. Some of them more hilarious than others, but this one was Tim found in an old book of postcards. The first year they had the Miss Spokane pageant, they did a tourism postcard that had Miss Spokane with her arms stretched out over the Spokane River Valley here, and it said 50 mountain lakes welcome you to Spokane, Washington. And we thought, that's it. That's it. I mean, there are well more than 50. There's 76, according to Wikipedia, technically mountain lakes in this region. And that's what everyone does around here. We're hiking, we're biking, we're boating, we're paddling, and hence the canoe hanging from the ceiling behind you.
Right. Okay, so that's just for show. We can't actually get in that later.
No, not today. All right. Although Tim wants to. Tim really wants to take it down and take it out. We might do a photo shoot this summer. So
tell people how they can find you, both physically and then as well. I'm sure you have a web or a Facebook presence.
Sure. Just Google Mountain Lakes, or if you're in the Spokane area, just Google brewery near me, and I'm in those top 5 there. There's a lot of great breweries to sample here in town. We're at the corner of Riverside and Brown. This is my Riverside Brown Porter.
Oh, nice.
Come on down.
Gonna have to try that.
Yeah, it's a great corner, right across from the fire department. So you get to listen to those fire trucks.
Nice.
We'll have a patio out on the east side coming up soon, so more time to enjoy the outdoors.
Very good. I think that's all the questions that I have. Is there anything else you want to leave with our guests before we wrap up for the day?
Cheers to great beers in Spokane and the Inland Northwest. Thanks for coming, and come on down and say hi. Tim and I are here. One of us is here Fridays and Saturdays, and we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 3 to 9 now, so come and say hey. If we're not here, we're probably having a beer with friends. So.
Sounds excellent. Well, thank you very much. Again, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it. Good success to you.
Thanks so much.
So that's all for this edition of Hello Downtown. We hope to see you in downtown for Craft Beer Week, May 13th through May 18th. Make sure to stop into participating brewers and try to discover your new favorite tap room. Or if you want to know more about what's happening in downtown, find us on the web at www.downtownspokane.org or your favorite social media outlet, Downtown Spokane. From Hello Downtown, I'm Mark Richard.